Alright, y'all. Good afternoon. It is Dick the Eagle here, and I am here today to give you an in-depth review of all the gear that I am taking on the Appalachian Trail with me later this month. To start, I'm going to go through a couple of the things that I have traded out that I am no longer taking with me. To start is this huge sleeping bag right here. This was a sleeping bag that I originally had planned to bring. I had stuffed it into my pack, and I was like, this is way too big. I'm having space issues. I need something that can get this a lot more compact. I tried stuffing it in compression sacks, and it just would not compress to the level that I needed it to compress. So, out went that. I replaced that bag. Also, I got this rain tarp for my hammock from Amazon. I decided not to bring this with me because it is a full pound heavier than the one that I plan on bringing. So I went to REI, they gave me a better option, and I traded that out. Next thing that I'm not bringing with me is this Hiker Outfitter thermal blanket that I had gotten, that I brought in my shakedown in October, that I thought would be helpful for an extra lining to keep me warm at night. I decided against this because extra space, extra weight, and I'm trying to be as minimal as I can. I got a lot of extra things to pack for my fears about being cold, and I decided that I could do without that fear or without that element. I also am not going to bring this sleeping bag liner. I replaced this with a Sea to Summit sleeping bag liner that I'm going to bring instead. I had picked this up from Amazon, and I thought for a while that maybe I'll double it, so I was carrying this around with me in my pack. And I decided, nah, no need to double. Don't have two sleeping bag liners. I should be warm enough already in the bag that I have gotten now, so I'm doing without that. The other thing that I am also doing without is this One Wind insulating blanket that I picked up along with my underquilt for my hammock. I was planning on putting this with the underquilt because it snaps into place really nicely. This is the same weight as the underquilt, about 2.5 pounds. And I talked to the folks at REI, and I don't need the extra space that this would take up, as well as the extra weight. So I'm doing away with these 2.5 pounds. I should be warm enough with just the insulating layer of the underquilt by itself. So, and I was warm my shakedown by testing just that without my extra blanket. So I'm doing away with the weight and space that this extra blanket would take up. And the last thing that I am doing without is my backpack. This is the White Mountain LL Bean backpack that I had from when I was in high school, that I took with me when I was doing scout trips and backpacking merit badge. Now, I really couldn't get the hip built the way I wanted it to. It was really sitting above my hip line, which is not where packs should sit. Packs should be sitting like over your waist so that half the strap is like over your hip bone and the other half is below it. And this pack was riding on top of my hip bone and not really riding as I expected it to when I went on my shakedown to Riga Mountain. So this pack has served me well. I'm going to store my extra backpacking supplies that I'm not taking inside this backpack because instead I am taking a brand new backpack that I just picked up at REI. And that is this lovely Osprey Exos 58 that I'm going to be taking. So this is what the backpack looks like. And I still have it fully packed from what I had taken with me on my shakedown this past weekend to Harriman State Park in Bear Mountain. So I'm going to review with you everything that's in here, step by step, with what I actually plan on taking with me on my through hike on the Appalachian Trail. So, before I get into that, I'm going to get into some of my externals. And that is my fanny pack. I am bringing this fanny pack right here. Really straps to my waist and strap it around either before or after I put on my pack. and I have the essential electronics that I need in here. So I will be carrying my phone in this little pouch right here, so I can easy access that for like vlogging and taking pictures. That will be right in this pocket. In this pocket, I also have my toothbrush, which is very light, because it was just the easiest place to put it, honestly, than stuffing my toiletry bag. And when I'm worried about, I don't know, this cap, I just found that this is the easy place to put it here in the fanny pack. Quick access. I also have 2 phone chargers. One in case one breaks or I lose it somewhere. I want to have 2 chargers that are compatible with my iPhone. These are brand new, so they're not used before. These are how I'm going to charge my phone from my power banks and or plugs while I am on the trip. So that is what is in that zippered pocket in this fanny pack. In the front zippered pocket right here, I have the charging cable as well as my hand warmers. I have 2 of these in this front pocket, and if my hands are getting super cold, I can go ahead and put these in my gloves. Or I can also put it in my feet potentially if I'm really cold at night, and I can use these there as well. So I'm glad to have those. They are chargeable with USB, so that'll be good to have. I'm also going to have some I have in my red coat here, which I'll get into in a second. I also have some other hand warmers that you expose to oxygen. Thank you, MP3, for giving those to me. Those are good for a day's use that I can use on a particularly cold day if I need to get my hands warm. So really thankful for that as well. In my big compartment in here, I could put snacks, but I think I'm mostly going to keep electronics in here. I'm going to have my headlamps. I was just charging my headlamp here for my shakedown, so I just fully charged these, but I have 2 headlights. This is my headlight. It has various modes, including red light, so that's beneficial. It's just a simple light that I got from Amazon. It came in a 2-pack. I plan on bringing both of them because one could run out and then I need to charge it, and I could always have a second one as a backup. So I have that and the charging cables in my main pouch. I also have some fast charging Anchor devices. This one has USB and USB, and this one specifically to charge my big power bank. This is my big power bank, my Anchor 20,000 bank. So it tells me exactly how much power is remaining in it. It is over a pound of weight, but it is really a good charger. It charges so fast when I plug it in. So I'm really looking forward to having this along with me in my pouch. I could carry this in the main compartment in my pouch if I have space, or, which was what I was doing in my shakedown, I had it in the zippered pocket of my outer pants and zippered it up, and it worked really well in there. And I put my phone, instead of in my pants pocket, I put it in my fanny pack. So that worked out well. So I'll figure that out, but I'm definitely bringing that along with me because it's a really good charger. In addition, I have these solar-powered chargers. I have 2 of them with me. They are about a ½ pound each. However, they have rechargeable from solar, and I'm going to be on the AT before the green tunnel really fills in, so I might be able to get some of the solar charge out of it. And they also have a flashlight if I need. They also have a mini compass on them, and they are rechargeable with USB. They have a charging port and 2 USB charging ports there. So these are chargeable via solar or electricity, and I'm going to strap this to the front of my pack to distribute the weight a little bit. And I have my charging cables in this as well. So this will be in the front, easy access if I need some sort of light, especially since my headlamps did die fairly quickly on me when I was on my shakedown this past weekend. I'm not sure if that's because I didn't fully charge them or if they just went down really quickly because I was on the bright level. I'm not really sure. So I'd rather have a little extra support of extra light and extra charging power, especially since I'm using my phone so much for vlogging. I want to have that available for me. Extra peace of mind there. I know it's a little heavy, it's a little bit of a luxury item, but I think I need to go for it because, especially when I'm not planning on stopping at hostels like every other night, I need some extra power because this could run out too. So I want to have those extra banks just in case. I don't want to carry too much extra weight, but for me, I think it's worth it because I'll be vlogging for you guys. I also have this flashlight that I'll have in the front. Say my headlamp dies and I can't find anything, I'll have these lights with me. This is very bright. It also has an SOS feature, which is nice. So, and I'm not sure how long this goes for, but this seems like a really good bright flashlight that if I need to see deep into the woods really quickly, I'll have ready access to this right in here. And I also have the charging port for that. I do have a lot of little blocks like this so that I can charge more than one thing at a time because I have a lot of lights and power banks that need to be charged and I want to be able to charge those quickly. If I'm stopping in a town or something, I can plug in multiple devices at once instead of plugging in one and then waiting to plug in another one. So that's what's on the outside. I'm not going to go deep into my clothes right now, but I do have my hat. This is my thermal hat that I'm going to be wearing with me. I also, on the back of my pack, I have my ball cap. It's my Alaska hat that I have with me. I also have some extra carabiners here hooked on randomly. Carabiners are always helpful in hooking things onto the back of my pack. I used one of these in hooking my my blue coat, my puffy, to the back of my pack when I was hiking and got warm this past weekend. So I have extra carabiners. They don't weigh a ton and they're super useful. I also have these straps, which are meant for an umbrella, to hold my umbrella onto the strap of the pack. I have to just hook these onto the strap of the pack still and figure out how to do that. It's not that hard, but I'll be working on that soon so that it is primed and ready for holding an umbrella while hiking. I do have a bear bell with me. I'm not completely sure whether I want to carry that right now. It's been hooked. It's in its case right now, so it really doesn't ring that much. So it's not annoying to people. Because I know some people have said, oh, bear bells people hate people with bear bells because they're so annoying. Because they're noisy all the time. But if I'm alone and completely alone, I want to be alerting any bears of my presence. But that can also be done by saying like, hey bear, or singing, or talking aloud, something like that. There's multiple ways to alert bears to your presence. That's just one way that I picked that up early on, like back in October, before I learned that people are like, oh, don't bring bear bells. The people with bear bells are awful. So I don't know. Haven't decided quite on that yet, but I do have that strapped to my pack for now with my ball cap. On the sides, I also have these. I have 3 of these for my clean water. And then I have separate ones that came with my soil water filter for my dirty water. But I'm planning on having these on the outside of my pack, ready access for drinking. I do have a hydration pack capability in my pack, but I don't have a hydration, whatever you call it, where you have the hose and you drink it. Haven't picked one of those up. I think I'm going to stick with the bags for now, since they really can wrap up nicely and become small if you're not using them. I plan on bringing 3, but I'll probably only have 2 filled at a time, and maybe even that I'll only have 2 halfway filled to balance out the weight on either side, especially if there's going to be a lot of water sources and rivers and such that I can just fill up, because I don't want to be carrying a ton of extra weight of water so far if I don't need to be carrying it, if I can just refill up another river. So yeah, it's my plan. Here in the hip belt pockets, I just have my snacks. Like I have Cliff Bars. I'm planning on bringing the Cliff Bars. I'll have other protein bars with me. I just have one left in that hip belt pocket. The other hip belt pocket also has a snack, so I'll have that. I'll have some granola bars and snacks that I can eat along the way in the hip belt pocket that I can readily access along with my water without even taking off my pack. So I'll have extras in my food bag as well, so I can always replenish at the shelter, or if I take a break or something, if I go through all of those bars. All right. I have not figured out a location yet for my toiletry kit. I have small toilet paper wrapped up here. I did buy way too much backpacking toilet paper in the beginning. I have a container over here off screen. It's a dry bag filled with toilet paper. And I packed my fear. I packed way too much toilet paper. It's light, but I realized that, nah, you don't want to be carrying that much toilet paper with you, even though I was afraid of running out. So yeah, I learned that. I'm not quite sure what I'll do with all the extra. Maybe I'll give it to somebody to say, hey, put this in a resupply kit. That's actually a good idea. I'll give it to my uncle or something, and I can say, hey, add some of these to the resupply boxes you plan on sending me, because he wants to send a few boxes of things to me along the way. So I'm gonna do that. Great idea. See, I have great ideas as I'm talking and engaging in conversation with you all. So that I'll have that. Oh yeah, on this side of the pack, I don't think you can really see that. Alright, I'm just gonna, on this side of the pack, clipped with one of my water bottles, I have my gloves. You've seen my gloves before. These are fingerless gloves that I can make unfingerless. So these are really nice. I like these because I can blog with them while keeping my hands still warm. And then when I'm finished blogging, I can just put this back up and cover my fingers again if I'm cold. Or if I've been hiking for a while, which is sometimes the case, I'm getting warm, before I take my gloves fully off, I can just expose my fingers. And that certainly helps with cooling my hands down a little bit if it's still a little bit windy or chilly and I don't want to take the gloves completely off yet. So on the shakedown hike, when I took them all completely off, I ended up just clipping them to the side carabiner with my water bottle, just for easy access so that I could access them again if I wanted to take them off again. This pack has these really great clips here on the side that I can just hook it to and not have to worry about taking off my pack to access later. Alright, on the top here, I have these extra gear loops here as well. I love having these loops and I love having these carabiners. I was wearing this buff around my neck, this really thick buff here. Again, thanks MP3 for giving this to me. This was really nice having, especially in the colder temperatures when it was in the 20s outside this past weekend at Harriman State Park. So I was wearing this, and when I got warm, I just took it off, and I did take my pack off for this. When I think I took this off the same time I took my puffy off, but just clipped it to a carabiner because I have extra carabiners as needed, and I just clipped it right to the top there, and it's like, all right, that can ride on the outside for now, perfect. I'm happy with that, and I can easily access again without going to my pack if I need to carry this, because these are some of the things like the cold weather gear that I want to have ready access to. I also had clipped to the back here of the pack, to the back right over here. There's this nice gear loop right here, and I used one of these carabiners to clip my puffy to while I was on trail, and just I knew I'd be wearing the puffy again soon. I just wanted to take it off for a little while. I just strapped it to the back of the pack. It was light, it didn't move around too much, and it was great to balance. So on this outside clip, I have a number of things on different carabiners. I have both of these shoes. These are my camp shoes. They are off-brand Crocs. So they are not Crocs, but they just feel just like Crocs. They have insoles on the inside, or arches actually. I don't think they're insoles, but they're meant for arch support, and arch support's really helpful. I don't have shoes with arch support, but I feel like having these at camp to walk around in, go various places at camp, setting up camp, whatever. I can take my boots off and just enjoy these nice freeing camp shoes if my boots aren't super breathable, which they are. They are Gore-Tex, so they are supposed to be a little breathable, but it'll be nicer to have something light on my feet for a little while walking around camp and to have to put on in the morning when I go to the privy and things like that. The other nice thing about both of this pair of shoes, in addition, they are about a half-pound each, but they are light compared to other shoes that you can be carrying in the back of your pack. I want to have easy access to these for deep river crossings. Now, my boots can go up to like 6 to 8 inches of stepping in water without actually getting my feet wet, which I love about those boots. I've already used that to step through muddy sections or step through partially flooded trails. But especially when I get to Maine, I know that I have to go through some knee-deep or higher water. So I envision myself putting on these, like without socks. They will still protect my feet really well, but they'll dry much quicker than my boots will. Now, I might not be wearing boots in Maine. I might have graduated to trail runners by that point and not really care. But I also know I might be dealing with some flooded trails earlier on than that too. So I just want to be prepared for that, have something comfort for camp, and also have something where I don't get my Gore-Tex boots soaked in the inside if I have to trudge through water that is deeper than like 6 inches. So I have these for that, and then I can just change and I can carry my boots through the water as needed. I'm going to put this back on the carabiner. On this green carabiner here, I do have a microfiber towel that I plan on bringing. It's a very lightweight towel, and if I get wet or need to dry my body in any way, I'll use this towel here. That is on the outside of my pack because it could be wet at times, so I probably will keep this hooked to the outside of my pack. This is a brand new pack. I just got it on Thursday, so everything on here has not necessarily gotten into its final location yet, but right now it's clipped to the outside. Since this pack doesn't have side pockets, like zippered side pockets like my other pack does, which helps it be lighter, but still, I think that's a good place. I also have my trowel. This is for digging holes and doing the business in the woods. Very needed to have a trowel. This is from my original kit, from my old pack that I had. Yeah, still has a sticker on it, but use this a little bit. Do have privies in the woods, but when you don't have a privy nearby, you need to dig a hole 6 inches deep and use it, and then cover it up. And hopefully using like biodegradable toilet paper so that you can leave it in the hole and it will disintegrate in the hole as long as you cover it with dirt and such. There are some places in desert where you cannot. You have to pack out like your toilet paper, but on the Appalachian Trail, we should be fine. All right, I'm gonna unclip these shoes from the outside of my pack here so that I can get into my rain gear compartment. Here is my pack cover. My rain cover for this pack. It is an XL. It should be good for this pack. It is good for this pack. I do have these rain pants that I got for cheap at REI. This might be a send home thing. Not sure I need them because my pants are, the thermal pants are supposed to be water resistant as well. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure I'll take these. This is my rain tarp. I'm putting in this compartment here, this mesh this mesh pocket on the outside here is right here. It's really hard to, hold this and show you my whole pack based on my setup. But this is a really nice mesh pocket outside here of my pack. that I will be using to store wet stuff. Like this rain tarp. It's not wet anymore because I dried it out, but this is the rain tarp. My pack just flew the other way now. Likes to do that. This is the rain tarp for my hammock that I'll be using. I used it once already on one of my shakedowns. It is a whole pound lighter than the old one that I had. So I'm keeping this, which can be wet, on the outside of my pack. The wet stuff. Oh, come here, pack. This is a luxury item. It is my umbrella. It is nice and shiny like this. So it can be used for shade. Like if you're doing desert hiking, it's a really good thing to hook to your strap and use for shade. It's also good to protect yourself from rain, because when it's raining and you get soaked, it can really, really decrease your morale real bad. And I think just having this and being able to stay drier and not getting soaked through to the skin, because even rain gear does wet out at times, this will certainly help boost my morale on those rainy days. So that's why I'm taking that. And then this is kind of like a Packa, but it's an off-brand Packa. It's cheaper. It's from Terra Hiker. This is a rain jacket that goes over both hiker and pack. So I will be having this with me so that I can keep my extra insulation for my pack and myself while I'm in the umbrella. So this should be good to keep me dry as well. I think staying dry is very important, again, like I said, for morale. So that's all I've got in the, oh yeah, I have my pegs for my rain tarp in here as well. But that's basically all I've got in the rain fly compartment. So now I'll unpack the main part of the pack. And right here on top is my red coat. I had this hanging right outside on the top here because I had taken this off during my shakedown hike when I got really warm. I started out super cold the morning that I woke up at the shelter when I was just sheltering in the shelter. I had this on as well as my puffy. I got warmed up and I took this off, kept my puffy on for a while, and then eventually hooked the puffy to the back of my pack. Then I was taking the puffy on and on off and on for the rest of the hike. But this is a thermal winter coat. It is also water resistant, so yes, it will wet through eventually, but I like having will be fine in light rain, and it's also quite warm, so I don't have to worry about being cold. This is basically my outer layer, a good windbreaker too, that I'll wear over the puffy when needed. Almost forgot about the top pocket here. In the top pocket, I have my Appalachian Trail AT guide. AT guide, AWOL, as well as my Appalachian Trail passport, and my train ticket is in here, and some of the hostels information, where I plan to stay. I have that in a little piece of paper in here. This is in a Ziploc bag so the book stays dry. I do want to carry this whole AWOL book. I know it's like, I don't know, a half pound or something. I'll put the weight up on here because I did weigh it separately. This will be good to have in case my far out on my phone or some of my electronics die. You never know. You can't count electronics completely. Always have a paper map with you. This is my paper map of the AT. I will say though, far out's really good. I was using that on the shakedown hike to try to find out where I was and how close it was to the trail and everything. And it's cool how it also includes many of the trails that are close to the AT as well. So I can be hiking not directly on the AT and still have the trails in a distance to a certain point for me. So I'm really loving far out so far. I also in the top pocket have a roll of Leukotape. I know this is a big roll. I probably don't need this whole thing. Maybe I'll give some to others if others need it along the way too and don't have some. But this is how it came. Well, this is not how it came. It came in a box. I took it out of the box and put it in a cardboard bag. I have never used Leukotape before. This is brand new for me, but I had moleskin in my first aid kit and people were like, you need Leukotape. So I purchased some Leukotape to put in my pack So I have them if I need them for, I guess, hot spots or something like that. Roll of Luca tape. I got more toilet paper just stuck in here. Like I said, I haven't figured out exactly where everything is going. I've got more toilet paper. I have too much toilet paper. I showed you that holder bag earlier of toilet paper that I'll give to somebody to put in resupply boxes because I ordered way too much of it. This is toothpaste tablets. You're supposed to be able to chew this and add water. You chew it into a paste and then add some water and then you just brush your teeth. Doesn't weigh a lot. I do have a little container of toothpaste as well, but I thought I'd have nice toothpaste tablets too to have so I can brush my teeth every night. Let's keep going. This is my toiletries. Here's my little extra toothpaste. In this toiletry bag, I have some pens. I have a comb. I have a hand sanitizer. I have matches to have extra in case my stove or lighter doesn't work. I have portable aqua iodine tablets in here. In case my water filter doesn't work for some reason, I have that to use. I have floss. My toothbrush is in my other bag that I showed you earlier. I didn't want to put it in here for some reason. And outside of that, oh yeah, I have chapstick. My lips can get rough in the wintertime, especially if it's really cold, so I do want to have some chapstick along. I do have a razor, and a pair of scissors that folds down really nice. And I have 2 things of camp soap. I can wash my dishes with them, to clean them with some water, or I can clean myself with it as well in cold water or a shower somewhere if they don't supply their own. This camp soap can be used for body or shampoo and for dishes, so it's really good for the camp soap. I know I have 2 containers. I probably don't need 2 containers. One I had before, one I purchased, the camp suds. So anyway, that's my toiletry bag. Then in this bag I have a pocket knife and some extra pair of scissors, which I'm not going to take all these scissors. I've already been reflecting on this, continuing to try to cut weight wherever I can. Yeah, they're like an ounce each, but I have like 4 more pairs of scissors in here. I only need like 1 or 2 in case I lose one. I'll probably bring 2, and then I'll leave the others here, so I'm not carrying this extra stuff. But my pocket knife I'm definitely going to be taking. All right. Over here is trekking pole attachments, whistle, and compass. These trekking pole attachments are for like snow and or mud, and these are my rubber tips for indoors if I'm bringing my trekking poles indoors somewhere. And my whistle and a compass, definitely helpful to have. These are hardly weigh anything. Actually, this Osprey pack does have a whistle in the chest strap, so if I need to whistle quickly or maybe scare a bear away, I don't know. I can whistle really loudly without even taking this out of my pack. But maybe this is good to have as a backup too. I don't know. Maybe I don't even need this whistle. Let me know. But compass, definitely. Always have an old-fashioned compass, so you know where north is. Especially if my phone in far out is not working, I know what direction I should be going. Then I have my water filter. I have a Sawyer water filter. The actual water filter is in my pocket of my puffy where it was to prevent it from freezing. I got my silverware in here and my bug netting. My head net for bugs in the top pocket here. And yeah, with the water filter, that's everything in that top pocket right there. Alright, y'all, and now I'm going to go inside the actual middle of my pack. Now, the one thing I don't have in here right now is my food bag. That is still in my car where I left it from my shakedown because I didn't want to be carrying food to the shelter with me. So it does have some cheeses that need to be refrigerated in there, and it's still in my car, which is basically like a refrigerator outside anyway. And here, I have my pillow. This is my Trickology pillow. It deflates into a nice small thing like here, and then it is really comfy. I just throw a t-shirt or something over it as a pillowcase, and it's super comfortable. I love that. I love that so far. This is my cook stove right here. Has this nice mesh container and has 2 pans. That's 1, this is 2, and it has fuel. It can fit the fuel canisters right inside. I put 2, 1 full and 1 partially full, because it's just the perfect size for 2, and that also gives me the peace of mind that I'm not going to be running out of fuel. Yippee! I do have a first aid kit. This is one more thing that I might pare down. It has a lot of stuff in here. I did add my extra moleskin in here. This is like a heavy-duty first aid kit for light backpacking. So I think I'm going to bring it because it's good to have a first aid and it's good to be prepared. A scout is prepared with a first aid kit. It's not that heavy. I'll put the weight in the comments or in the a pop-up right here because I did weigh it individually at my friend's house, which is super helpful. Yep, that's in my pack right now. This is my clothes bag. It's too big right now. I need to pare down my clothes a little bit more. I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to pare down. I'm not going to get into a really involved discussion on my clothes, but I have a thermal base layer which I sleep in. This is more of a thermal base layer that I sleep in. I have some shorts in case it gets really warm. And I want to take my leggings off. I could also wear these shorts with my leggings if I don't want to be wearing my full thick pants that I have. Yeah, these are like, oh, this is the extra t-shirt. This is the t-shirt, and I do have a spare pair of gloves in here in case my other ones get wet. All it takes is falling in a stream for that, right, MP3? It's always nice to have an extra pair of gloves. I have some, what are these? Not buff. Yeah, buffs. They're buffs to have around my neck or whatever. I can probably take my other plastic bag. And then these actually take up a lot of space, but hiking socks. These are thermal hiking socks, and I have some Injinjis in here as well. I have 2 pairs of Injinjis. I got 3 pairs of hiking socks. 1 I am dedicating just for sleeping. And that's going to be these. Just my sleep socks, and I have 2 day-to-day socks. So, yeah, I'm not exactly sure what I can pare down out of this, but I feel like it's too big. So, the other stuff I'll just be wearing, which you've seen in other videos. I have a t-shirt, I have a thermal mid-layer, and then I have my puffy and my red coat that I showed you guys. So, yeah, I'm not sure what I can pare down out of this clothes bag. It's about like a little over 3 pounds. So, I might also put this in a dry bag to make sure I have some dry clothes. So I always want to have some dry clothes. What if what I have gets wet? This is the dry bag that I'll probably put my clothes into to keep them warm or keep them not soaked, not wet. This is my camp stove. I've used this on other backpacking trips. I used this back when I was in high school in the backpacking merit badge. It folds out to that. Very simple, lightweight camp stove. This is my Sea to Summit liner, which I actually forgot to weigh. But I'd estimate it's about a ½ pound. I'm definitely bringing this since I cut the other liner. And it's really nice and warm. It adds about 10 to 15 degrees. This is my hammock. You've seen this set up. This is what my hammock packs down to. These are the cords that wrap around the tree. They're thick. They're supposed to protect the tree. So this is my hammock. It has a built-in bug netting, which is super nice. And I put my underquilt around it, around the bottom of it, which I showed in the shakedown video in day 2 of the shakedown. If you go back a little bit, you can see it really well. I'm not going to undo all of this right now since I've already set it up for you all in a previous video. Day 2 shakedown. But this is my one wind underquilt for my hammock. It goes right underneath my hammock and keeps me nice and warm at night. This is my windsock. This windsock goes around my hammock for my sleep system. And if this is wet, I'll put it on the outside in the wet compartment. But right now, I dried it out and it's nice and dry right now, so it can go inside the pack that goes over my hammock and underquilt and everything. Here's my bear bag. I have not used my bear bag yet because they've done bear boxes at the shakedowns that I've done, but I do think I'll need this bear bag at some point. There's also bear cables, and I have my blue food bag. So I don't know. Hopefully I'll use this because I'm carrying it. And then the last thing in here is my sleeping bag, which is in its compressed form right now. My 20-degree Forte. It's upside down. Forte sleeping bag. Men's long because I'm long. I'm tall. I'm 6'3". So definitely need the long that's nice and warm. It's synthetic, so even if it does get damp on the outside a little bit, it's okay. It'll still keep me warm. So yeah, that's my big three. My sleeping bag, my hammock system that I just went through, as well as my pack. My hammock is the only thing that I still have from my original gear, from my original big three gear that I was planning on having. But I have dialed in the rest and made everything else lightweight, or at least lighter weight. So I've been learning how to shed pounds from my back and try to not be carrying so much weight. And that's the reason why I invested in this new Osprey Exos pack, because it is 4 pounds lighter than my old pack. Can you believe that? 4 pounds lighter. And it also rides better on my hips. The hips actually go where they're supposed to, which is a huge plus in carrying the weight well on my back. So I'm taking this new Osprey Exos pack and not the old pack that is behind me over there, which I showed at the beginning of the video. If you want to hear more details about exactly how much I'm enjoying the Osprey pack, check out the shakedown day 3 and 4 that I've just posted recently about me doing a shakedown wearing this pack. And I do talk a little bit through those videos about how I'm enjoying the new pack, because I just got this on Thursday and I took it down in a shakedown and it went well. So I'm bringing it and I have my gear pretty much settled. So let me know what you think. That's my gear. Thank you all for watching for the end of this video, since I know it's super long. So yeah, if you guys watch it, let me know. And comment gear. Yay, gear. Just so I know you guys watched all the way to the end of this video. Thank you so much for joining me. And I hope you will join me on the Appalachian Trail. I will be vlogging daily vlogs on the trail, so look forward to seeing you along the way. If you'd like to follow along on my AT journey, which starts in less than 20 days from now, please be sure to subscribe. I also have an Instagram account which you may follow along as well. It is @StickTheEagle by the same handle as my YouTube handle. So I'll be posting more real-time updates on my Instagram, so you can follow along about where I am each day. The YouTube videos will probably be a day or 2 or 3 delayed, depending on when I schedule them, but I will be hopefully being able to put them out each day, so there's one new video each day that you can see. So subscribe for that. If you'd like to follow along, I'm happy to have you with me. Give me tips, give me suggestions, ask me questions. I love answering them in the comments. I love seeing what you all have to say. Thank you all for all the support so far. Remember, as Fortune would say, live life. But as I say, also, embrace the journey. Life is a journey. Make it a journey. Go do these adventures. Go do things that you've been wanting to do. Make it happen. That's how you embrace the journey, by making the things on your bucket list happen. It doesn't just happen for you. So embrace that journey. Try to have fun where you can. And yeah, enjoy life. Live life. Happy trails. Thanks all. See you on the AT. The only things I didn't mention was what I am holding my camera with. So this can wrap around anything, like a tree or a pole, or my trekking poles, for instance. This can wrap around anything and support my phone, so I don't have to be carrying it. This is actually the first time I've used this for that, so I'll probably plan on bringing that right here in my main compartment in my, what do you call that, bag. And then this is my hiking sticks right here, these 2 Buddy cork and they come out. I have the tips off right now. They're dirty from my hikes, from my shakedown hikes, but these are my poles that I plan on bringing, and they're adjustable too with these screws here. So I really like these poles. They've been doing well for me so far. Happy trails, everyone.